So today we have an install here on a, this is going to be a 2011 to 2016 F-250 to F-550. This is going to be a Super Crew, so it's the 4 big doors, full back seat. This particular seat design is a strictly for the XLs. This has no armrest, as you can see, and it's just going to be a 60-40 split. So you can see that this comes up. This is the 60% behind the driver's seat and the 40% behind the passenger seat. Just a couple quick notes. These headrests are pretty much all universal. The only one that's going to be unique and have to have its specific one is going to be the MH, is what it will be labeled, and we'll get to that later on. But this side, for the 60% and the 40%, they're going to install the exact same way, exact same hookups and everything. You'll just have a couple less hookups on that side. So we'll show you how to do the driver's side here, and it'll be the exact same for the passenger. So for these headrests here, they're going to be labeled H on the inside right here. This headrest and that outside headrest are the exact same. Doesn't matter which one you have for which. As long as it has an H on it, it's going on one of them. So I'll just plop this guy kind of loosely on here. I just like to get it started. And with these, I like to just kind of get them going. Just take it side by side. So I'll take this and, you know, work it down, then go to the other side and work it down. Something that does help me though, is because you're fighting against this back window right here. So I like to just lean this guy forward just a bit. Gives you all the room in the world. So as you can see, I'm just working it little by little down the headrest. And you don't want to do one side too far, because if you do, then your whole thing's going to be crooked and it's going to be real hard to get that other side done without having to take the whole cover off again. So, and kind of once you get her in place, you'll see how tight this should sit perfectly flat like so. You can come look her down the sides, make sure all your seams are right. And then you can jump on the back side and see that it's all good there. So, how to release these guys? If you want to go into here, everything's going to be the same. So how to release these guys is it's going to be these two almost hidden push pins. So there's one on this side, one on this side, release straight up. You can kind of see they're kind of hidden in there, but pretty easy. So last thing you're going to want to do is take this guy, pull it across, plaster that down. Take this guy, pull it across, plaster that guy down, and you're all done. Next piece we're going to jump in on is going to be the MH, which stands for middle headrest. This is going to be the only headrest that is unique. So this one has to go to this headrest right here, just because it's a little bit smaller, and you can just see by the head, or in the covers, that you can just tell. And plus this one will have 3 Velcro straps coming off like this, because these will actually go around those bars. I can show you that in just one second. So, again, same premise as the other ones, push them both at the same time. You can see that just comes right out. So, what I was saying before was, it's going to lay like this around these poles that the headrest sits on. That's just kind of unique to this specific headrest. So, we're just going to paste these guys. A good thing to know too is they'll know you're crooked, because it will be like this when you're trying to pull them across, you know, because there's really only one way that they can go. And so if you're not really centered in there, or if it's super wrinkly and it's trying to pull this way, you know, you have to adjust your seams. Also, one thing you can look at is the seams on here. Just like any other piece, just look at these seams, make sure they're all good. And so I can see I got a little bit slack up there, so I'm just gonna just try to massage that down to where that slack gets out towards the end, and then you can actually get a hold of it with some Velcro to tighten it. So after you've messed with everything, it's just going to be the same process as the other headrest. I'm just going to go like that, pull this one across. Make sure these lay flat in there, because otherwise they'll get you know, like a weird bulge on the back side and it won't look too good. So after you get all three of them on there, just take a look, make sure everything's how you want it and exactly, and you're all done. So the next piece we're jumping in here on is going to be the driver bottom, signified by DB. And also on these driver bottoms, we put our logo here, so that's an insignia of that this is the driver bottom, and this is going to be the bottom, so it's going to sit underneath the seat. So just a little bit of seat prep. The only thing you got to do is pop this seat belt out of that elastic, and you will have to do the same thing for this other side right here, but these are the only two spots. So what I like to do is just lift up the seat. I like to start off by just lifting up the seat just a little bit, about halfway, put my leg under there. And because this is fleece on the bottom, all this Velcro is going to want to fight you the whole way down. So sometimes it helps is once you get it started to fold that guy over. But I just like to get it started on both sides. Kind of like so. So you can see this Velcro is already trying to fight me. So I just like to just fold it up just a little bit like that. And you can just pull these guys down like so. You're going to want to do the same thing on this side, but there is the release lever. Obviously, you're just going to want to go behind that. So sometimes it helps if you get it to a certain point, sometimes it helps just to start feeding these guys back through. And you're going to be going under these Velcros, right, or these buckles and seatbelt stuff right here. So sometimes it does help to fish back here. Feel your straps coming down. So what I'm just trying to do is tighten up my side over here. Get it nice and tight. Make sure all of this is correct. So you're tucking behind the plastic and all that stuff. And then I'll jump across here. You can see I still got quite a bit of slack. So I'm just going to start from the top and push that guy down. You can already see it's, you know, tightened up a considerable amount. So over here, I'm just going to tuck that down. So for these ones in this middle seat, I like to just do them from right here. They can be kind of a burden to get them from underneath. So I'm just going back with these. I'm pulling until I hit that fleece, but they're going to be pretty close to pulling out or poking out through this side so you can see them. But then see how this dips down? You got quite a bit of room under here to mess with the driver's side version of those. So again, I'm just making sure these are nice and tight. because this is really how you're gonna get that nice tight finish. I just find it easier to go through this crack, but you know, if it's easier for you to go from underneath, feel free. I'll bring the seat belt back up, and I'll just put it under this elastic like so. And then last thing we'll do is take this guy and paste her down. And so And so there's our insignia. So when your seats are flipped up, you can kind of see it. They'll match the front one, you know. But other than that, we're all done with this driver bottom. So first thing you're going to want to do, this is going to be the driver top. I'll show you right there. Driver top DT is also the larger portion of these two. And this is pretty much going to install the exact same way as that bottom did. So first thing you want to do is pull the seat belt out and just throw it back behind there like so. So then you're going to want to pull this guy down, and it's literally just going to slide right over, and you're going to attach it underneath just like the driver bottom. So we're just going to slide it over. There are some Velcros on this side. You're just going to want to undo this because this will be for that release lever on the outside. So I'm just loosely placing it on there. I'll jump across to this side and plop it on. Just like so. So then after you kind of get her nice and roughly on there, first thing I like to do is go through, pop your headrest holes in, just because they kind of keep you centered and really keep this thing from moving too much. So it should just be 4 on the driver top, just like that. So then I'm just going to start feeding these guys into the crack in the seat. And you'll really start to see how easy these rears are installed. Definitely one of our easier ones that we hear from customers. Okay, so after you kind of get everything loosely in place, you got your headrest holes punched through. You just want to take this, because this is that release lever, and so this is fed underneath it like so, and this Velcro literally just attaches like that, and bada bing, bada boom, you're done. So while we're over here, I'm just going to make sure all my stuff's fed through, and you can see got quite a bit of stuff. And this skinny one is going to be your last Velcro towards the outside. So, you know, make sure like this isn't like folded up into there or like doing something weird. This is going to be your last one. So, just going to start by placing this guy's on here, and then I'll just go all the way down just by pasting these guys back on to the seat cover itself. And just pop your headrest back in and you're good to go.